Hello, my friend. Have you ever let the fear of failure stop you, prevent you from taking actions? Most of us have. At one time or another, we're afraid that something won't work out or we'll take action and feel like a failure afterwards. So then we don't take action at all. But what if you do take action and it turns out better than you even realized? Or what if you take action and you don't get the results you're hoping for? So what happened there? All you did was take a series of actions. You're not a failure. You got a result that you weren't wanting or hoping for or expecting. So if the result you got isn't what you wanted, it doesn't mean you're a failure at all. It means you need to take different actions. What it means, if you take action and you don't get the result that you were wanting, rather than seeing yourself as a failure, look at what really happened. You had an experience, you grew, you know what works for you, what doesn't now. You probably met people along the way, or you learned something new. It was an experience. And now you've learned from that experience, you've grown, you've evolved. Now you can take a different action or a different series of actions, create a different result. When you look at it that way, you realize you're not a failure at all. Now, the other thing that can also stop people, keep them stuck, is fear of success. So there's a fear of failure, which is really just taking a series of different actions. So there's a fear of failure and a fear of success. The fear of success, when you think about it, it might sound good. So maybe more money, setting your own hours, different people in your life, whatever you're moving forward towards. But there's a part of you generally stuck in your unconscious conditioning, maybe traumatized from it, and that is afraid of, what if that actually happens? What if I actually make that much money? Then I'll be making more money than my parents, which is generally not even something we think about. But often we will put our financial ceiling at how much our parents made. So if our parents made, or the people raised us made a certain amount, and we lived within that financial field, that financial environment, then we'll say to ourselves on an unconscious level, that's all the money I can make. So now let's say you've gotten over your fear of failure and you realize you just need to change your actions to create a different result. But now you start having some success. You will often sabotage yourself, especially if you're not aware of this. Because you start doing better than your parents or the people who raised you. Because that's an energy field that you grew up in. That's your comfort zone. It's what you're used to. So now let's say you come from a place of, grew up in struggle or lack, limitation. It was always a heavy, dense energy. And now you're experiencing ease, flow. You're allowing yourself to receive. Notice if you have experienced that, or if you're experiencing that now, if you're starting to block yourself. And notice if, or if this has ever happened to you before and you're still feeling stuck. Am I not allowing myself to succeed beyond what my parents did? Because we can get stuck in fear of failure and fear of success and not even realize it. Often we're more used to hearing about fear of failure. So that's where we will focus and put our attempts to move past it at. But then as you start experiencing success, Just notice if you're sabotaging yourself because you've got to find whether it's a financial ceiling or a ceiling of how good you can feel. We will have unconscious ceilings, or like, this is how much money I can have in my life. This is how good I can feel. I can only experience life to this extent. And we don't even realize most often that that's from our childhood. So any and all ways you are stuck in either or both fear of failure and fear of success, let's just let that go. Just let that go. There you go. Okay, now there's fear and anxiety coming up. See, because when you're stuck in fear of failure and or fear of success, then you're not taking action going forward. You're just stuck, which can be a safe place to exist in. That's your comfort zone. So it feels safe. But now, as fear of failure and fear of success is released, you just release that. It opens up your energy field. You can see forward. And then that can bring up fear and anxiety because there's a part of you now ready to take action on your dreams, your desires, something greater. There you go. Your whole self relaxed. And so, any ways in which you are sabotaging yourself through fear or anxiety, any and all ways you tell yourself you're not good enough, or I don't deserve that, or I'm not worthy of that, just let that all go. There you go. Just let it go on all levels and throughout all time and space. There, your whole self relaxed. There you go. There's some happiness starting to flow and circulate throughout you. Okay. So again, let's take a look at fear of failure. Okay, fear of success. Any ways in which you are still stuck between those, almost like barometers. I can only do this. I can only do this well in life. I can only achieve this. I can only act this way. I can only be this. Any ways in which you are stuck in between those two barometers of fear of failure and fear of success, and all the ways the barometer is from your childhood and what you grew up in, which is your comfort zone. Let's honor and acknowledge that. There you go. And then just let that go. Just let it go. There you go. There's some fun and laughter bubbling within you, circulating within you. There you go. There's some happiness. There you go. Gratitude just awakened within you. Okay. So just let yourself notice, feel that gratitude, and let that radiate from you. And as gratitude radiates from you, fear of failure and fear of success releases completely. There you go. Take a deep breath in. Let that go. There you go, my friend. Namaste.